Anytime a video starts with a child screaming, have I ever told you what the scariest thing is? The one thing I'm afraid of more than anything is clowns. I don't like clowns. I especially do not like clowns in horror movies. The second most terrifying thing to me is little children in horror movies, especially when the little children are like the bad guy, like Damien Omen or the Children of the Corn, or what's the one with the little kids and is it Village of the Damned? When it's a kid and they look innocent and come to find out they're like the monster and they just eat everyone, that freaks me out. So I do not believe that this is what this is, but it's IGNEA. And IGNEA has a tendency to tell fantastical lore culture tales. Some of them are about Ukraine culture, some of them aren't, but they always tell these amazing stories. The issue for me is when I see a young child screaming in black and white at a screen to start a video, my brain floods with fear. I'm hoping that IGNEA, in their masterful musical way, will dissuade this fear and make me realize I'm totally being irrational right now. God, I hope so. Okay, this one is IGNEA, Dreams of Land Unseen, presented by Napalm Records. Are you ready? This one came out 11 hours ago. Holy crap. So apparently, June 24th was Napalm Records Dump Video Day. I'm glad I was here to catch it. Here we go. IGNEA, brand new. Let's do it. And this little child is scaring the crap out of me. Okay, that groove hook was so guttural. The thing about it is IGNEA has always been powerful. They've always been very creative, but there's always been this artistic expression and a story behind all their stuff. So you get entrapped in the story and the lore and the lyrics that sometimes you don't remember. You forget just a little bit that IGNEA, similar to Ginger, is a band from the Ukraine that thrives in progressively powerful groove and just a level of, man, the hooks, the freaking hooks. I want to listen to that hook again. Oh, and by the way, she scares me. Okay. As much as I love female vocals, I love female harsh vocals, but some of them scare me a little bit because they're so believable. Like, sometimes I'll see like a female vocalist doing harsh and I'm like, oh, she's cute. Oh, look how cute. She's doing harsh vocals. Yay. Tatiana from Ginger, the lead singer of IGNEA. There's quite a few. Okay. Vexed. Okay. Megan Target from Vexed, right? There are some female harsh vocalists that when they sing, they're not cute. They're setting a tone and you have to pay attention lest they punch you in the face. I do not believe she's going to punch me in the face. I'm just saying it sounds so aggressive, so well done. You have to respect that level of aggression. It's amazing. I just want to hear the hook again. Can I hear the hook? Thanks. Okay, is this about like Yuri Gagarin and the different, because I know that Ukraine, okay, in the former Soviet Union, when it was the Soviet Union and it was the Cold War, and there was Sputnik and Yuri Gagarin, and the Soviet space program was always a step ahead of the United States, at least from what everyone knew. And then there was a race to the moon, and then it became, and then of course it was the arms race with ballistic missiles, and it was this crazy time of propaganda by the American NASA and the American government to show propaganda for the United States race to the moon. But also I know from what, and I saw this in a couple different documentaries about Chernobyl, when like the whole town of Pripyat next to Chernobyl, the power plant, was the city of space and future. Like the whole city was designed, and all the murals and all the artwork in Pripyat was about atomic energy. Like the whole thing was futuristic with atoms everywhere. And it was, the theming of the entire community and city and region around Chernobyl was about the Soviet mastery of the atom for power. Very futuristic, right? In their murals. Of course, this is the 70s and 80s, but it was part of the, but I know that there's places in Ukraine where a lot of the components and a lot of the scientific research for their space program was done in Ukraine. And I know that there are like cities in the Ukraine that have a lot of murals that are still there. They're faded, but they're still there, and statues that are, you know, older, but they're still there, of rockets and astronauts. I'm sorry, cosmonauts and planets and stars. And in the United States, it was always about, you know, we had TV shows and cartoons and stuff on the TV and radio to kind of push the propaganda of the space race. In the Soviet Union, they would build villages, cities, streets, murals on the sides of buildings, statues to reflect, to remind the populace of what they were working towards. So that's really kind of cool to me. And if that's what this is about, I'm totally in. Dreams of Land Unseen. Yeah. And I know that Hella is doing such an amazing job vocally, and the groove of this band is just so masterful. And now that I see the young kid is now just a young kid, and all of a sudden the powers that be, like the big council, the nobles, they christen him or knight him, and all of a sudden he's just a kid, but now he's a cosmonaut. Was it like that, where youth were raised and educated from a very young age, knowing that they were chosen, that they were going to be cosmonaut, they were going to be in the space program? Whereas in the United States, a lot of our astronauts in space program came from military people. I don't know. This is really kind of cool. I'm really into it. And according to Fred, the new album that's coming out is a lot about a modernist twist of the Soviet legacy and architecture and murals and things like that. A lot of architecture, stylizations, murals, and statues that still exist today from the Soviet era are very kind of like that modern 80s vibe to them. And because they're still there, it kind of gives kind of a creative kind of outlet. You're like, ooh, it kind of makes the mind kind of spin. So I could see, this is really great stuff. This is so good. The classic 50s motif rocket. Did you know that Walt Disney received money from the federal government and NASA to help fund Disneyland's Tomorrowland, and also an endowment from NASA to outfit Tomorrowland in the Magic Kingdom and Disney World when they built them. And they were given insights and branding to the way they could kind of lift the American aspect of future. Where will we go into the future to get people to get behind the government that was continuing? Because at the time that Disneyland was built with Tomorrowland, we hadn't been to the moon yet. We were still in the middle of the space race. And then when Disney World was built, Magic Kingdom and stuff, it was in 1971. We were going to the moon then. We were in the middle of the moon missions. So you had the government trying to give this semblance of lure and passion for a future, and what could be the future? We'll have a city on the moon. We just have to keep going, because they were trying to get the public to keep approving more money for more space travel. And that was becoming very hard to do because it was getting very expensive. So it's pretty cool. I'm totally into this. This is really great. And by the way, I find that Hela's vocals, when they do their more cultural, more folk style from IGNEA, is absolutely gorgeous. Her melodic tone is just beautiful. But when she goes fully harsh, oh, it's just as beautiful, but it's dangerously beautiful. And I love it. I talk about Hela's melodic vocals, and then she starts. It's great. This is so good. The guitar work is so epic. Man. It's already good enough musically. They've always been good enough musically, and Hela's vocals have always been masterful. But when it comes to storytelling, I'm challenged to find someone that really reflects Ukraine better than IGNEA. Do you remember when they did the video about the Ukrainian woman who was the photographer, the photojournalist? Yeah, remember that one? Like, IGNEA has been putting historical, cultural, just the best of the history of Ukraine and its people and its culture since they started. There is something about this band that I wish, I'm sure other countries wish they had a band like IGNEA that told the story of their country as good as IGNEA does for Ukraine. Holy crap, they're so good at this. All right. So, of course, as always, I'll have everything about IGNEA that I have in the description below for you guys to check out. I mean, dear Lord, it's so good. And with that, we got more to check out. We'll see you later. Thanks for watching, everybody. And if you enjoyed this video, give us a like. It really helps the channel grow. Also, if you want to subscribe, right over there. A big thank you to all my Patreons out there for everything you do. And if you want more content like this, check them out above. Remember, love one another, take care of each other. We're all stuck on this mud ball together. We'll see you later.